Transformers Primitive Skateboarding Optimus Prime. Optimus Prime's alt mode is a cab-over truck and trailer of nondescript make. He's done up in mostly black with silver, gold, and blue paint sparingly added to pick out details like the cab's windows. There's a gold Autobot symbol above the grille, and the Primitive Skateboarding branding can be found all over. Wheels roll fairly well, though all 10 are attached to the main body with pegs instead of pins. You can attach Prime's double-barreled laser blasters to the sides of the trailer, and the handguns also attached to the top, though I don't really care for the way they look up there. The cab will rotate on its hinge, and doing so reveals a gigantic gap in the trailer that shows it off to be hollow. Despite this flaw, the alt mode is rather well done, and especially with this color scheme, it gets a score of 9. Conversion on this figure is a bit more involved than G1 Power Master Optimus Prime, from which this mold draws inspiration. The panels fold together rather satisfyingly, though the trailer sides wrap around Prime's legs in such a way that I'm not always able to get them to stay securely. Still, it's very intuitive, and I'm giving transformation a score of 9.5. In robot mode, Optimus is a big, chunky bot. As he's a repaint of the retail Titan's Return Power Master Optimus Prime, his head evokes the G1 Power Master Optimus's noggin, with the only difference being the new color scheme. Speaking of which, all the colors from alt mode carry over to this mode with no new colors added. Again, you get a lot of black interspersed with gold, silver, and blue. It'd be a little on the boring side if the black didn't make him look so cool. His right shoulder bears a gold Autobot symbol, and his left carries the Primitive Skateboarding logo. For accessories, you've got those double-barreled laser blasters that mount on his upper arms in the place normally reserved for Prime's alt mode smokestacks. 2, there's that pair of guns that he can hold, one in each fist, and altogether, these weapons give Prime plenty of options for firepower. Optimus's bot mode has a big, bold, commanding presence, and I'm giving it a score of 9.5. As far as articulation goes, Prime is no slouch. His head will turn 360 degrees, but because of a gimmick that I'll cover in a bit, it doesn't tilt up or down. There's a full rotation at the shoulder as well as a hinge that lets the arm swing outward. He's got a bicep swivel and a hinge at the elbow. His fingers are articulated so as to grip his guns. His engineering unfortunately keeps him from having a waist swivel. Hips are on ratcheting joints that go back and forth as well as outward, and there's a swivel here too, same as at the bicep. He has ratcheting joints at the knees, though the way the trailer sides fold around to form the legs means that they won't quite bend to 90 degrees. Feet are on a hinged arm that can tilt back and forth. Prime certainly has the possibility for great posability, even if his articulation isn't perfect, and it gets a score of 8.5. There are a couple of gimmicks that come with this figure. First, he's partnered with Shredicus Maximus, a Titan Master. Shredicus is a repaint of Apex, the Titan Master that came with the regular retail Power Master Optimus Prime. Like all Titan Masters in this line, Shredicus can become a head, and in this case, he forms the head of Optimus, even though Prime's helmet covers most of Shredicus once he's attached to the main body. The set comes with these extra parts, which can combine to form a rail for Shredicus to shred on. To do so, Shredicus utilizes this piece, which is based on Daniel's hoverboard from 1986's The Transformers the Movie. If that were all these pieces did, I could say that at least they present a different play pattern while at the same time adding some legitimacy to the Primitive Skateboarding branding on the toy. But that's not all. The rail and ramps can also combine to form a rail gun. Just make sure to connect the hoverboard for added stability. Prime can hold this in either hand, and it's questionable as to whether or not it's quite as tight as his regular handguns. These gimmicks work mostly as they should, and I'm giving them a score of 8.5. Overall, Optimus Prime gets a score of 9. Alt mode is good, though sparsely painted, and the same can be said for robot mode. Transformation is very much on the fun side, and all his parts articulate as you'd expect from modern-day leader class figure. Finally, gimmicks are completely non-intrusive and end up adding play value to the figure. Highly recommended. Originally, this figure was a San Diego Comic-Con 2017 exclusive, which sold out of its stock, then was available on Hasbro's online toy store for all of about 5 minutes before selling out. And the remaining stock was available at HasCon 2017, which is where I got my copy, and which also sold out rather quickly. And there's no question as to why, with its dark color scheme that's moderately reminiscent of the Japan-only Nucleon Quest Convoy, and its extra bits, all selling for about $5 more than the regular retail version of the mold. Of course, now that it's sold out through Hasbro, it can go for a pretty penny, which may put some folks off. But if you're willing to fork over the money for him, then I say run. Don't walk to your aftermarket seller of choice and say, "Shut up and take my money." Go now!